Hello friends, welcome back to channel NEET. Today we are going to continue with the chapter that is known as biological classification. Today is lecture number 8A and the topic for today that we are going to deal is kingdom Protista. So we are going to read about in details about kingdom Protista. Kingdom Protista, we are going to cover about introduction. We are going to cover about nutrition. We are going to cover about reproduction. And we are going to cover about groups of Protista. So under these four bases we are going to see of the topic with respect to kingdom Protista. So let us start with the first point. Kingdom Protista was discovered by German scientist named as Ernest Haeckel in year 1866. Second point, term Protista means primordial. Third point, this kingdom includes unicellular, eukaryotic and colonial form of organism. Fourth point, generally phytoplanktons belong to Protista. Phytoplanktons generally perform 80% of photosynthesis on Earth. So this point is very important. Fifth point, in Protista you can see two envelope. For example, if this is a cell, you can see a cell membrane and you can see a organelle over here. So you can see two envelopes. This is one envelope and this is the second envelope. Considering this as a nucleus, it has the DNA. So this becomes the DNA. So now you can see this as the first envelope and this as the second envelope. So you can see two envelope in these cell and you have a fluid over here which is known as cytoplasm. So now if you see of this word cell membrane is generally present in animal cell. It is not present in plant cell. So Protista gives us the hint that there was an advancement from kingdom Monera. Now we'll quickly revise these points. So let us see the important points. Kingdom Protista was discovered by German scientist named as Ernest Haeckel in year 1866. The term Protista means primordial or the old or very old. So this is nothing but old. This kingdom is going to include the unicellular as well as the animals which are combining in group, and also the bacteria which are living in the groups. So very important word, that these animals are eukaryotic. These animals are eukaryotic. Generally the phytoplanktons that we see inside the rivers, okay, are nothing but protista. So they are freely flowing protista, and phytoplanktons actually perform photosynthesis that contribute about 80% of the photosynthesis on the earth. So this becomes very important. In protista you can see two envelope. The first is the cell membrane, and the nucleus also has an membrane. So we call it as membrane bound organelle. So this becomes an membrane bound organelle. So this is nothing but a membrane bound organelle, and you can see up the cytoplasm inside the cell. Now we'll see some more points with regard to protista. So as you are already aware that there is an structure which we call it as cell membrane. It has an organ bound structure. We call this as nucleus. You already know that it might have DNA, and you are also aware that it can contain the structure what we call it as cytoplasm. Let us discuss the point number 6. So in unicellular organism, you could see cell wall, pellicell, you could see shell or cuticle. So if you have cell membrane, this could be replaced by cell wall, pellicell, shell and cuticle. You have to remember this. Point number 7. In all protists, you could see nucleus, but in dinoflagellate, mesokaryon is seen. So mesokaryon is going to be the connecting link between Monera and the higher fungi. So this structure is very special. 8 point. Protista are connecting link between Monera and fungi, plantae and animalia. So let us now just quickly revise the important points over here. You can see upper cell over here, you can see upper nucleus, cytoplasm and a cell membrane. If the cell membrane is not present in the organism, it could be replaced by cell wall, it could be also replaced by pellicell. It means thin layer or thin skin okay. Shell is a hard covering and cuticle is again a thick layer, okay. Generally in all protists you can see up the nucleus, since they are eukaryotic. Whenever you have an organism which is eukaryotic, you can see the nucleus, but in dinoflagellates this is an exception and very important. You can see up a structure that is known as mesokaryon. So this structure becomes very important. Protista is the connecting link, okay. It is going to connect the 4 very important kingdom. It is going to connect Monera along with the other 3 major kingdom. So Monera is connected to these 3 by Protista. Now let us see some more important points with regards to Protista. So let us see the point number 9. Locomotion in Protista is seen by first cilia, next flagella, third pseudopodia, fourth contractions, fifth mucilage, extrusion. Mucilage extrusion means removal of a liquid. Along with the liquid, when it is going to get removed, it is going to move further. Let us see the next point. Here flagella is advanced, then Monera. 11. Flagella shows 9+2 pattern of microtubular strand. Point number 12. Cytoplasm is always in motion, means it is continuously moving. This movement is known as cyclosis. So let us now just quickly revise the important points. Generally the locomotion is going to happen because of cilia, flagella, pseudopodia, contraction. The whole body is going to get contracted and it is going to move further. And mucilage extrusion means removal of mucilage. Flagella here is more advanced, it is more developed as compared to the organism which are present in kingdom Monera. Flagella shows a higher advanced pattern, that is 9+2 pattern of microtubular strand. Okay, cytoplasm always show continuous movement or motion, and that motion is known as cyclosis. We'll stop up here today. Here we have completed the topic regarding introduction with respect to kingdom Protista. So we have completed about introduction of kingdom Protista. Hope you liked today's video. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.